Hi, how are you doing? This is Ironhide X. Normally I make a guide or something like that, but right now the servers are down, and so I have to wait 2 hours for patch 0.5.14. So today, as the patch went down, I was reading the website, and there was this little thing about post your questions here, and it will be answered by the devs in a week or so, etc., etc. But since I have time right now, I decided, I'm going to make a video with my own questions in it and see if they get answered this way. So, anyways, without further ado, I'm going to start with the questions. Some of these questions are from me personally that I wanted to know, and others are from people that have sent me stuff, and others are just from reading on the forums or whatnot, what people have been asking, and I thought were good questions. Also, I'll be going over some of my issues with the game, some things I think need to be fixed, um, and just different things like that. So this won't be a guide. This will just be a question session, really, hopefully for the devs. All right. So to start it off, here's my first question. Um, Is there any plans to implement in-game clan wars or some sort of in-game content, such as in tanks you had the tank companies and there's tournaments and clan wars and all these different things to do, but in warships there's really not, and it's just standard battle after standard battle after standard battle. And I know they've changed a few of the different modes of standard battle, but I don't seem to see them very often. Most of the times it's just standard battle with different, objectives. Capture this one spawn point or one capture point or these three or whatever. So one of my big problems with the game and why I've not been making a lot of videos is I am just bored of standard battles. I need an in-game goal to go after. It's what I need. I played tanks for a long, long time. I was an officer in several big clans, Enjoy, Otter, and I played it for years and years. And one of the big reasons why I loved that game and why I played it for so long was there was lots of what I would consider in-game stuff. There was clan wars and tank companies, and I was real big into tournaments and competitions and all that stuff. Well, in ships, there's not really that. And for me, I like competition. I like facing off against the best players, and everything that comes with that. The How awesome it is when you go with your clan and you win a big tournament or something. That's where it's at. And I really, really wish there was something like that in game, because for me, um, there's nothing really to grind for. So right now I grind ships to get more powerful, higher tier ships, but for no real reason. I think there's a lot of issues with the higher tier gameplay right now, and it's just, why go for it? What's the point? So my question is there any plans to add in that in-game content, such as clan wars, tournaments, more competitions, stuff like that? This is probably my biggest question personally. So that'd be great if I could get an actual dev answer on that. If they even acknowledge that this is a problem, like, people are getting tired of just random battles, just standard battles. So okay, moving on to the next question. So kind of continuing on that theme, my next question is there any plans to expand the different type of battle scenarios and whatnot, such as this recent Halloween event where we escort that ship around? I thought that was a lot of fun. I thought that was great. And I would love to see new things like that. Anything just to break up the standard battle grind. So is there any plans to come out with new game modes such as that? And like a suggestion with that, any plans to further augment like divisioning? So maybe you and your division mates can go into a game mode with that, where y'all escort a ship or something, um, with different types of scenarios. Maybe multiple map missions. Like escort it to here, and then the map changes in, like, think Payday with different days of a mission. Um, So you go and you escort a ship, or then you bombard a thing, and then you have a fleet action or whatever. Any plans to expand divisions with your friends, pretty much to do other game modes, and any plans to offer different game modes and scenarios and whatnot? Add in a survival mode or something. Um, Anything other than standard battles. What are y'all's plans for that? Do y'all have any plans for that? All right, so my next question is really kind of a three-parter. Is there any plans to offer greater customization to your ships? To go along with that, also to expand or change captain skills? I personally would love it if there was many more captain skills to choose from, to further customize your ship and make it more unique whenever you go into a match. And to further customize your ship loadouts, like such as, let's say, cruisers having the ability to heal, not just British cruisers, but all cruisers, but maybe they lose HE rounds, or battleships to have a module or maybe a captain skill where you can have less chance of being set on fire, but make the ship slower, or have a faster reload on battleships, but lose some of your anti-aircraft ability. Um, many different things. You can see where I'm going with that. Lots of different options, and I've seen a ton of great suggestions on the forums. So basically, the question is there any plans to offer much greater customization to your ship loadout and or captain skills in the game? Okay, so all those questions were for me personally that I would like to know about, because I think those are big issues for me. The next few questions are from I've gotten for people actually sending me emails, or I was reading the forums or whatnot, and I read these questions and I thought they were good questions, or they were asked a ton, and so I'm just going to go ahead and repeat them here. First up, plans for British cruisers. Right now, the general consensus in game is that they're absolutely terrible and not worth playing. Do y'all have any plans to change those, or what their niche will be, or whatever? So that was a question I see asked a lot. Next up, another one I see asked a ton, but I'm also interested in this. What ship lines are going to be coming, and in what timetable? Like me personally, what I want to see the most personally is British battleships. I mean, I would love to take out, the Lion and whatnot. I think it'd be great. Um, so, what ship lines do y'all have plans for coming out, and what timetable? And I know this question's been asked a lot, but because it is keep being asked, I went ahead and see if we can't get a response for that. Next up, how do y'all feel the current Tier 10 gameplay is? I have a lot of complaints about that it costs a lot, and it's just not as fun as the lower tiers. I kind of agree with that, but I think that's, for me personally, is more of an issue of, just goes back to the whole standard battle thing. Like I've never really had a problem with the cost of Tier 10s or anything like that. I think sometimes when I load up my Yamato and I go into a tier 10 match and there's 6 destroyers on each side, that's a problem. Um, but basically, how do y'all feel about the current tier 10 gameplay, and do y'all have any plans to change anything in regards to that? And another question I see asked a lot is any plans to rework carriers? Their gameplay, their overall gameplay, their balance, and whatnot. I see this one asked a lot, so I'm asking it here. Maybe we can get a response. So any plans to adjust CVs in any way? To further go along with the balance questions, another one I see asked a lot that I'm also curious with. Any chance to change, buff, or do anything to the American cruisers? Because this is something I agree with personally. I think they are subpar. Like, see here, I'm playing my Baltimore, but generally, American cruisers just, why is their reload so long? Their gun power is not better than, let's say, the Japanese, for instance, or the Germans, and they have torpedoes. Like, what is their and the whole thing is they're supposed to have better AA, but in the current game, that's really not too big of an issue. So them having better AA really doesn't help them at all. I think they need, like, the biggest problem I have with them is not their survivability, it's just their damage output is not great enough. If I'm in a tier 8 New Orleans and I run into a battleship around an island at point blank range, I'm probably in a bit of trouble. But if I'm in Mogami, I can torpedo them. I have options. I have the chance to win. So is there any plans to adjust American cruisers specifically? And this is one I would like to know a lot about as well. Okay, next up, this one is a question I saw posted in the link on the website, but any plans for a post-game chat system where maybe while you're going over the results, the chat is still up? I don't know if that's possible to do, but I know me personally, lots of times I would like to say, let's say I'm in a match and someone carries the team hard, who did a great job. I could just chat to them instead of having to go to my friends list and add them so I can send them a message and all this other stuff. Any plans to add a post-game chat system? And I know there could be issues with that, with like people trolling or something like that, but I mean, that's why we have the ignore button though, right? So is there any plans for that? Additionally, is there any plans to add more shell types? I see this one asked quite a bit. Like perhaps maybe super heavy shells that do more damage but have a slower reload, or going back to the tanks thing, maybe gold rounds that have better normalization or penetration. And any plans to adjust or offer more types of consumables? That kind of went to one of the questions I asked earlier, but any chance to add more consumables or adjust them in any way or anything like that? But specifically about the shell types, if there'll be any more shell types added, or if you have any plans for that, especially as far as like gold rounds go. Alright, excuse me. Next up, this is a question that I think would greatly improve a lot of things, but is there any plans to limit the amount of a class of ship in-game currently, specifically destroyers? Whenever you're playing a battleship and you're in a match and half of both teams are destroyers, that is not fun, and that's what promotes a lot of the camping and whatnot that we see. So is there any plans to limit that? And maybe not just destroyers, but like how many battleships, how many cruisers? But I don't think it's too big of an issue with them. Mainly it's destroyers. But is there any plans to limit the amount of destroyers, specifically at higher tiers? When you get like tier 8 plus and half of both teams is destroyers, that's a problem. So is there any plans for that? Alright, well the servers are back up almost, so I'll go ahead and start to end this. So one of the things I was reading on the forums, this is just a suggestion I thought was kind of cool. Is there any plans to expand the karma system? I thought that was a really cool suggestion. Maybe be able to use your karma in some way, have a greater chance of the loot crates, having the better loot crates, or just whatever. Any plans to expand the karma system? And then also, this is for anybody. The 7% fire prevention skill. How exactly does that work? Is that a flat 7% reduction? Is that 7% of whatever your ship's fire chance is? And I'm still not 100% sure how the actual fire chance works. I think every ship has a base fire chance based on class, and then whenever you get shot at, it takes into account whatever's shooting at you, their gun's fire chance, and then maybe that 7%, does it go off of their 7% of their fire chance, or how exactly does that work? Anyways, thank you for listening and watching my video. Servers are back up. Again, this was just something I did real quick just because I had some time to kill, and just something different. And normally everybody just posts these replies and they kind of get lost on things. So I made a video because a little easier to keep track of a video than just texting on a phone. Again, all these questions also they're hopefully I can get dev replies. That'd be great. But really, just anybody. If anybody has any concrete, like yeah, I know the dev said this, and preferably if you can like provide a source, that'd be great. Or community contributors or whatever. If you have any answers to any of these questions, just post them here in the forum or on my YouTube link, whatever. This is Ironhide X. Thank you very much for watching. To all my subscribers out there that subscribe to me, so if you listen to this the whole thing, you know why I've really been playing that much, just because of that in-game thing is a really big deal for me. Hopefully they'll get that fixed, and I'll be playing much more and making many more videos. And if I ever get around to getting some more premium ships, I'll try to get some reviews out of the premiums. I know I get a lot of requests for premium videos, but I'm poor and they cost a lot of money. So, but as I get them, I'll try to get reviews out to them. And again, all you subscribers out there that send me messages and support my videos and comment and all that. I mean, I make zero money off this. I do it just for fun. And mainly, you guys are the reasons why I do this, because it's for me it's fun. I enjoy doing it. So anyways, thank you very much for watching. This is Ironhide X. I'll see y'all in the game, and have a good day.